Boxing King Media, powered by BYD. Delighted to be joined by Mr. Billy Nelson, all the way from Scotland. Billy, how you doing? I can see the sun shining over there. Normally, when I think of Scotland, I just think of grey and clouds and rain.
Ah, that's because you've lived in England too long. That's the problem. Scotland's beautiful, beautiful country.
It is. Which part of Scotland are you in?
I'm in a little village called Green Girls. It's about 15 miles from Glasgow.
Okay, right. Cool. Um, how's things been for you? You've obviously just got it's fair to say the biggest win of your career, would you say, as a trainer, manager? Would you say it's the biggest, was it bigger than Tony Yoka? Was it the biggest moment of your life?
Well, it's not my biggest one as a trainer. I've had 20 world title fights.
Mm.
Uh,
I mean, as like an
can you hold the
achievement.
line a wee
uh,
second? Sorry.
I mean, as in the sense of like, proving people wrong and just as like a self-satisfaction type moment.
I don't need to prove anybody wrong. That I know what I see. I know what I see on a daily basis in the gym, so it's irrespective of what people have. I don't give a shit what people think, to be quite honest.
Okay. And how has it been? Because I've seen Martin, I don't know if he's back from Congo. I saw that he went back to his homeland and saw the crowds gathering for him. And, how was that for you to see as well, for him to kind of get that recognition?
Well, I was over with him. I was over with him. About over 400,000 people lined the streets to welcome him back. It was something to behold. It was unbelievable. And then we got invited by the president of the country to go and see him for a short spell at his palace, and it was a great experience. Fantastic.
I didn't know you went there as well. How was that? You must be seen like as like they probably like gift you all sorts of it. Because you're part of the team. How did you kind of get received?
Well, they were super, super friendly. It was very welcoming. They flew us over, and stayed in a beautiful hotel over there. Nice.
Does Congo big on the whole boxing side of things? For example, would they be interested in staging an event or a show for Martin?
It was spoke about with the president. Obviously, my French isn't it's no the greatest, but I could understand bits and bobs. But the president's very keen. Maybe not at this moment in time because there's a bit of escalation on the east coast of Congo now with Rwanda. But once that hopefully gets resolved, I could see something going over to Congo, something big.
That'd be huge. With regards to the win, it was a bit of a strange one because a lot of the experts, people that really know boxing, were picking Martin to win this fight. Everyone that
Who? Who?
a lot of people were picking Martin to win the fight. A lot of the
Uh-huh.
experts, like obviously Eddie Hearn, and a lot of the people like Steve Bunce, and the people whose opinions you'd respect. They thought this was a big step too far for Jared. Did you take any of that? Did you take much of that? Or did you have the same confidence?
Mark BAKOLE beat anything in the world on his a going day, on his best form. He'll beat anybody in the world, let alone Jared Anderson. Jared Anderson's a fine, fine fighter, which he will prove. He'll bounce back and prove that he's a fine, fine fighter. So Martin's an exceptional fighter, in line with your Usyks, your AJs, and your Tyson Furies. He's up there.
That's one of the things. It's good that you said that with regards to Jared because I've seen some people since come out and say that maybe Jared wasn't as good as people thought he was. They were saying this about Tony Yoka, which is unfair because it takes away the shine of your victory. What do you say to that?
People, boxing's the only sport where you have one bad result and people think you're finished or you're not as good as what you were. He's a fine fighter. He's 24-year-old. You need to remember, in the heavyweight division, you're probably not hitting your peak until you're 28, 29, 30, 31. It's different compared, to the lighter weights where you'll gain your man strength a lot quicker than what a fully fledged heavyweight will. So he's 24. He's got plenty time, plenty time. And I think he'll go on to win a world title eventually.
We've seen you over the years, talk about sparring stories and talk about what, Martin's done to certain fighters over the years. I'm not going to ask you if they're true or not, but do you think that kind of what you did?
Why would they not be true? Why would they not be true? Why would I say something that's not true?
I mean, like other people always have a different version. Like, if I look at
anybody that's been there and seen what they've done, and if I've said something, then they're a liar. because I'm certainly not a liar.
And do you think the people that doubted your version of the sparring stories, what happened to Jared Anderson, does that kind of back that up?
No, it just went. He had a fight and he won the fight. That's just, there's better to come for me for Martin. I've seen Martin look better than what he did against Anderson.
Were you surprised by the manner he beat him as well? Because it was an unbelievable performance. The way he stopped him, that short uppercut, like people were comparing it to George Foreman.
I wasn't surprised in the slightest. No, if he turns up on his A game, nobody will beat him. Go and ask Usyk. Go and ask Usyk's manager and Usyk's promoter, who have both said he's the future of boxing, heavyweight boxing. You get, is it Alec Krashnik? He said it in Dubai. He interrupted an iFilm London interview and said it, and his manager told me in LA he's the future of world heavyweight boxing.
And with regards
So
to
do you think Joe Bloggs sitting in his bedroom saying Martin's got slow hands and slow feet? Do you really think their opinion matters to me or Martin?
to be honest with
No,
you, from what I've seen from the fans' perspective, a lot of people are now saying Martin Bakole, a bit like Joe Joyce when he was on that form. People are saying, "Oh, he's a guy that beats everyone." I'm seeing that about Martin Bakole now. Like the common fan on the street.
Joe Joyce couldn't lace Martin's boots. Too slow, no defence, good puncher. Can take of course he can take a shot, but you can only take that shot for so long. And irrespective of what a certain Sam Jones says, it doesn't matter. I always said a big, strong man with hand speed will beat Joe Joyce. Was I proved right with ZHANG twice. And Derek Chisora beat him. You imagine Martin Bakole was supposed to fight Joe Joyce that night. Can you imagine how that would have ended?
It would have been a great fight.
You think so?
I just
That
think
wouldn't that
stylistically.
wouldn't have went 5 rounds. Martin would have destroyed him. Only because he's done. Joe's done now. It's not a nice thing to say, but he should retire. If anybody that's round about him cares about that man, he should retire. He's done great in boxing, had a fantastic career, and he's earned a lot of money, hopefully enough money to see him through his lifetime. He should be advised to stop, because all he's going to do now is take a leathering off people, especially the top people. Because he's not a world class fighter. He's a very, very good fighter, but he's not a world class fighter.
I want to ask you, Billy, about Martin's physical shape. I've seen over the years, like he's put weight on, lost weight. What is ideal for him? Because clearly, judging by the way he looks, it makes no difference because he fights like you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. I mean, people who kind of judge fighters on their body shape.
Well, it's dependent on your opponent, isn't it? I mean, you're not going to come in at 17 stone against ZHANG because you'll get ragdolled.
Very true.
And if he's 20 stone against ZHANG's in a lot of trouble. Because ZHANG's got the hand speed for 3-4 rounds. Of course he has a fine fighter, a great fighter. But it's a 12-round fight. Martin's got that speed for 12 rounds.
Okay.
And not just speed, he's got the engine, the punch output that he can do for 12 rounds. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll be honest, what I liked about him the most was how he just stood in range and he didn't really care what was coming, but he kind of saw what was coming and he was just ready to counter every shot. So I did enjoy that about his performance. What I want to ask you, I think Eddie Hearn said it in the post event that Martin is now a free agent and he said everyone's going to be after him. So what's the situation with his promotional situation?
Well, I'm not really allowed to speak about his contractual position, but he's not a free agent. I don't know where he's got that for. It's no case.
Okay. And realistically, what is being talked about for Martin next? I know Zhang in China has been mentioned, but surely Martin's hot property now. Not only that, I feel like his personality is coming out as well. It's not just what he's done in the ring.
I think it'll be ZHANG next. And if I was to put a place on it, I'd say it'd been Tyson's undercard.
Wow.
I
Not in
don't.
China.
I think. Well, I think it's maybe a wee bit too soon to run a show in China. because it need be the beginning of December, which isn't giving the promoters and the people a lot of time to put together the show. But I might be wrong. If it's the beginning of December, we'll be ready. But I think it'll be, and I hope it'll be Riyadh, because over in Riyadh we were treated like kings over there. We were treated brilliantly, and it would be great to experience that again, especially Tyson Fury fighting Usyk, the two best heavyweights in the world, fighting again.
And does BAKOLE stop ZHANG?
Oh, I think so.
Okay, that's a big.
I would say before the end of 8 anyway.
So
That's not sooner.
So he
That's
stops
not sooner.
the Great Wall of China. He stops him, then, does he?
I think so.
Okay. Other heavyweight news. I saw your stuff about Daniel Dubois today. You know, debating, saying that he's not a real world champion. Do you not feel that the run of fights he's had, almost kind of, does he deserve to be a world champion? You know, the last 13 months he's fought all the top names. I love that face.
Who was the top names? Jared Miller.
Obviously, he's fought Usyk. Well, I mean, Usyk.
He get beat Usyk.
Yeah, and you
He beat Kevin Larina after getting dropped 3 times.
Yep.
He beat Argueves.
He beat Miller, who people thought Miller beat Ruiz. I'm just kind of putting it out there.
No, he did, but he never. But Daniel beat an out of shape Miller.
Okay.
Would Daniel beat the Miller that fought Andy Ruiz? I doubt it, because Daniel was away in that fight. He was gone, and Miller never had the tank.
Okay, but you also predicted that Hrgović would, you know, I think you described explicitly that he would stop Daniel.
That was a fine win by Daniel. But that does that make him worthy of being a world champ? Yep. See, you win a world title. Many times has Daniel held the belt above his head after he's never fought for a world title. So how can you call him a world champion?
Did you not think?
Answer me.
Obviously,
no, answer me that question. How can he be called a world champion? What other sport in the world do you become a world champion without competing for the title?
I know it's happened with a lot of fighters, hasn't it? It's the only sport where.
No, I'm asking you what other sport. There's no other sport that does it.
I'm just trying to think top of my head, but I can't think of any. But like I said, he's not the first, and he won't be the last.
No, he's not. No, he's not the first. But you're not a world champion.
As it happened,
so here's a scenario. Now, I don't care who wins with AJ and Daniel, but if Daniel were to lose, how can you possibly or anybody call him a world champion when he's never won a world title fight? When's he ever held the world title belt above his head, say, you know, get the acclamation that you're a world champion? It'll never have happened. So how can you call yourself a world champion?
No, I definitely
let's be perfectly frank here. They're fighting for a vacant IBF world title. And that's what they're doing. And that's what it should be declared as.
Do you not think people in the past have won titles in the same sort of manner with, like, say, less credible wins than, you know, beating somebody like a Hrgović, who I believe was like top ranked and next in line for the IBF belt?
But Hrgović is one good win. You know, that's the one good win. He's had one good one. One.
Miller?
It's an okay one.
So if I was comparing him and Martin, because I like this two-way debate, because I've got to put a different perspective out there to keep it interesting. For me, Martin's got 2 big wins, Yoka and Jared Anderson. Are they
Takam. Takam's every bit as good as Miller. Remember, Takam won 12 rounds with Makhmudimov, life and death. Martin beat him injured in 4 rounds. Martin BAKOLE smashes the granny out of Daniel Dubois.
Okay.
Simple as. It's very, very, very simple. They will never make the fight. Daniel won't want it. Frank definitely doesn't want it. Don Charles won't have it. Because I know Don won't want that fight, ever. He's seen Martin in the gyms. He's seen what he does. Don has said to me, Martin is magnifique. That's what his words were.
Okay. do you give Daniel Dubois a chance against Anthony Joshua? Are you thinking
Of course he's got a chance. He's a big man that punches hard.
percentage-wise,
Do I,
what do you see it as?
do I think he's a better fighter? No, he's not. He's not got the experience either. But of course he's got a chance. And I wish him well. And I wish Anthony Joshua well.
You know, when you say he's not got experience, the rounds with Joyce, Usyk, do you not?
He gets stopped with Joyce.
I mean, the experience side of it, you said he's not got enough experience.
No, because he was well beat with Joyce. And Joyce isn't Anthony Joshua.
Okay,
Do you think, right, here's a question, right?
go
The
on.
right hands that Daniel got hit with in the first two rounds against Hrgovic, if he gets hit with those right hands, same right hands, or even half that amount, a quarter of that amount against AJ, he'll be sleeping. Simple as. Hrgovic was overrated, slow, cumbersome bottle job. That's what it is.
But you said he'd beat Dubois, though. If you said he's now
I
overrated,
did. No, but he's obviously overrated. It's about buying poor performance.
so it couldn't be
But
Daniel Dubois was just that good on the
I
night.
thought it'd be because I don't rate Daniel.
Okay,
I don't
that's
rate Daniel.
that's definitely interesting. Are you and Martin going to be at the fight week in at Wembley?
We've been invited down as long as Martin's over in Congo now. He's waiting on his 3-year visa getting processed, and as long as it's done in time, we've been invited down.
Has life changed for Martin since he's come back? You know, his home life and things. You know, just what's it like for him? Just curious.
Well, he's not home. He's still in Congo, but nothing's changed. Well, it's hectic over there, obviously, but in Congo, he's a hero over there. He's the second most popular guy in Congo behind the president.
I love that, and it's great to see
But
people's success
why
story.
should it change? He's only won a fight. He's not done nothing. He's not done nothing. He's not won a world title yet. He's done nothing. He's won the international title. As proud as he is of winning it, he's nothing's changed for 4 weeks ago before the fight. We're going forward. We're not going back a bit. We intend to win this world title next year.
Fair play, and the rest of your stable. What is next for Lewis Crocker?
That's getting discussed as we speak. I think something major could be happening from him.
Okay,
Unlikely to be Paddy Donovan. I don't think there's anywhere in Ireland that's available this year, believe it or not.
no way.
So it could be a different route for him. I've got Emmanuel Colombo, 18 fights, 17 knockouts. His only defeat was a 3-week notice job against Ismail Madmarov, of which he went the distance with him. Desperate to try and get him a fight. He'd fight any light middle in the UK, no problem whatsoever. And I've got a new guy that's came to me that probably will get announced next week.
Okay,
But he's a big cracker as well. He's a 19-fight professional.
okay, from the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm interested to see who that is. The last thing I want to ask you, Billy, is it's only a rumor. Wait, and I don't know if it's been confirmed yet or not, but we've seen rumors that Adam Azim may fight O'Hara Davis next. No one saw that fight coming. What do you make of that if that does happen next?
That's a very good fight for both of them. I think in O'Hara's last fight, O'Hara's a good fighter, very good fighter, and he improved bundles under his coach, his current coach, I should say. I thought he improved loads and loads, and I had him down as a stone wallet to win that against Barros, Ismail Marozo or something, haven't it?
Yep.
I thought he'd won that, but he went in a bit gun-ho, didn't he? When first round, you go and have a look at your opponent and see what's there. You don't slug with a slugger. He should have been a bit cleverer. I'm sure he's kicked himself many, many times over that, and nobody's going to be more disappointed than O'Hara. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So we shouldn't really no knock the guy, but a great fight, a good learning fight for Adam Azim. I'll let us see a wee bit more about Adam because his opponents so far haven't been the best, have they? So we'll see if he's got what people think he's got.
Definitely. So, Billy, it's been a pleasure. Is there anything else you'd like to add or say before I let you go?
No, just Daniel Dubois wants it. Daniel's got my number. Daniel's got my number. Frank's got my number. They can
He's
get it, no problem.
he's just busy with the big fight in Wembley. Are you saying this if he wins? Then obviously,
Wins or loses.
okay,
Wins or loses.
all right.
Makes no problem. Well, to be fair, when we beat Zhang, I think there's something in the pipeline after that anyway. So
I will get one other opinion from you. I was watching the debate between Simon Jordan and Eddie Hearn earlier today. I don't know if you've seen that, but they were debating about quitting. And Eddie said that Dubois quit against Usyk and he quit against Joyce. And then Simon Jordan said he felt that AJ quit against Ruiz. What do you make of them three perspectives? Do you agree with all three of them, or do you think either of them are wrong?
it's a hard thing saying a boxer quit. You know what I mean?
It's a big statement.
I don't think. I think it was suspect against Joyce, and I think Usyk was getting to him, and I think he knew what was coming. One thing about Usyk, he's got an engine and a half in him. You know what I mean? He'll fight, but look, I mean, he finished stronger against Big Tyson as well, didn't he? And he finished stronger against Anthony Joshua in the second fight. Was it the first fight? He nearly had him out in the last round. I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, the first fight he obviously was 5 rounds. I think he stopped him in.
So he's still throwing hurtful, fast combination in the last round as well as the first round. So he's a dangerous man to fight.
He is. Yeah, that's it really, Billy. Appreciate your time, mate, and we'll look forward to seeing you at Wembley in a week or two's time.
No problem.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.